Okay. Yeah, we're here with more Amstrad Action. We head on into issue number 40. Just another, what, 74 issues, 76 issues to go. Nothing. Anyway. On as we go, the biggest independent magazine for the Amstrad CPC 464, 664, 6128. No, not an Amstrad publication, obviously. Issue 40, Christmas 1988, January 1989. Special issue, £1.50. We love you. Crucial guide to the games of 88. Talking turkeys, renamed the guilty men. Ooh. You wish upon a star. £850 Christmas competition. £450 star LC 2410 and a £300 star LC 10. 2 first-class printers must be won. Turn to page 6 now for a ridiculously easy competition. Amazing Christmas cassette. Total Eclipse. Get the Freescape Sensation Solid 3D from Incentive. Fantastic fully playable special edition. Plus all this. Isotopes complete game. Perspective art. Full art package. Disc archiver. Keep tabs. Reviews archiver. Spot winners. Solar System. Astronomer's Aid. Gibberish. Fun program. Yep. All this in full help files too. Read all about your tape, page 16. Full review of Total Eclipse, page 48. So we don't need to play the demo, we just play the game when we get to it. Amstrad Action with the cassette. You don't have to write away for. All these programs transfer easily to disk. The Ocean Force. Oh. Operation Wolf. The world's #1 arcade game, now the computer sensation of the year. It's undoubtedly a fantastic conversion of a marvellous arcade game, virtually flawless, addictive, one for everyone's Christmas list, Sinclair user. Not only has all the action and gameplay been captured, but so has the excitement, making it one of the most satisfying and compulsive shoot-'em-ups to have appeared in a long time. Ace. And we've got Dragon Ninja. They haven't added the bad dudes versus yet, for whatever reason. Your opponents in your battle for supremacy are 4 types of evil ninja star-throwing assassins, whose skills are manifold and dangerous. Also out to spoil your day are acrobatic women warriors and vicious guard dogs. At the end of each eve, you must overcome the ninja master in order to progress. Some examples of these superhuman villains are a fire-breathing fat man. Guess who that is? An armor-clad giant, and the green and gruesome giant ninja. Giant ninja? Oh. It was a discerning habit of suddenly multiplying into an army. That'd be the third boss. He's no giant. And Batman, the Caped Crusader. DC Comics' favourite superhero, Batman, breaks onto the microscreen in a wham, pow, arcade adventure as you engage the forces of evil in Gotham City. Start in the Batcave and move on through the world of fun and excitement as you face the trickiest customer of all, the Penguin. Save some strength for battles ahead with the dastardly Joker, however, or you'll miss the thrilling climax. Cartoon-style graphics and animation make for stunning realism with innovative gameplay for long-lasting entertainment. All by Ocean. There's our lineup. Scene, another one bites the dust. CPCC goes west. The reaction. Good grief, you people certainly have strong opinions and don't mind expressing them. AA cover cassette. Full details on the best Christmas cover tape around. Their first opportunity to sample the 3D world that is Total Eclipse, together with a host of games, utilities, and programs that should keep you busy until, well, at least until next year. The action begins on 45. Artura, Gremlin, with a round table romp. Barbarian, Psygnosis, Hackerman, Slay'em, no holds barred. A special Games Awards 1988 are top 10 of the year and the best software house. 1989, what's coming your way next year? We ask the big names to lay their cards on the table. Talking turkeys. Who's not a pretty boy then? We name the guilty man responsible for the really naff events of 88. Meanwhile, Action Tester. All this, Total Eclipse, Trivial Pursuit, Barbarian, 4 soccer simulators, Operation Wolf, Thunderblade, Pepsi Challenge, Artura, Gary Lineker's Super Skills, Classic Games 4, Mega Play Volume 1, How to Be a Complete Bastard, again, Victory Road, and much more. That's probably most of it. Operation Wolf, Ocean's bid for the Christmas #1 spot. Total Eclipse, incentive try and top Driller and Darkside. Among other stuff. We've got the Afterthought. I guess it's the replacement for the rear view that we had earlier. Yeah. Anyway, goodbye CPCC. So the rumours were right. CPC computing is no more. Or rather, it's been merged into Amstrad Computer User, the official one. See AMSIN for the full story. Or at least partly responsible, of course. After all, their circulation figures had been plummeting at the same time ours have continued to soar. No, not a coincidence. But it's a pity too, in a way, for it means now that what you have in your hands is now the only independent newsstand magazine for the CPC. As such, we have an even greater responsibility to remain fiercely critical when you, the people who sustain the CPC market, are being hard done by. On the other hand, we don't mind giving credit where it's due by inviting Incentive to grace our Christmas cover with their Total Eclipse trainer. We're hoping to encourage quality, and surely it's something we can all agree upon. A star at Christmas, no doubt like us, you drooled over many a really first-class printer. Now you can enter AA's great competition in conjunction with Star Micronics and win either the super quality Star 24-pin LC2410 or the colourful Star LC10 Colour. And entering couldn't be simpler. Rules. The judge's decision is final and legally binding. 2. No correspondence will be entered into concerning this competition. 3. Photocopiers of the entry form will be accepted, but only one entry per entrant is permitted. 4. Entry implies acceptance of these rules. 5. The competition is open to all Amstrad Action readers, with the exception of employees of Future Publishing Limited and Star Micronics Limited. 6. Entries should be sealed in an envelope. The winner will be notified in writing, and the results will be published in Amstrad Action. Christmas is coming. Oh, you'd noticed. And no doubt you're thinking of what presents you want. How about a superb top-quality printer? For all those letters, accounts, and artwork you've always said you'd do if only you had the hardware. What's that? Can't afford it? Know the feeling. Well, now's your chance. Top up your stocking by entering a Star Santa special competition and win one of Star's fabulous printers. And because it's Christmas and everyone's supposed to be feeling all festive and that, bah, humbug, Ed. We've made it very simple to enter. All you have to do for a chance of winning one of these fabulous prizes is answer the questions. Then to indicate which printer, LC10 Colour or LC2410, you would prefer to win and why. And that's it. Couldn't be simpler. Here's the competition. Arrange the following anagrams into well-known phrases. Star's engine goes. A Christmas message, 2 words. B. A Star Mad Tonic. Computer magazine, 2 words. Oh, geez, I wonder what that would be. Star's Nog Toast. Where Father Christmas hangs out, 2 words. 2. Name the stars. A. Luke Skywalker's space adventure. B. A famous pop fivesome. C. Captain Kirk's journey. 3. And to finish, here's a few questions about whales. Their star has just opened a factory. All you have to do is unravel these simple clues. A. A saint and fire breather. B. The highest mountain in Wales. C. Large onion and Welsh emblem. Okay. Am scene. If the writ fits, CPCU's obituaries and job opportunities. Alternatives stole from us, Codemasters claim. Codemasters have issued a writ in the High Court in London seeking an injunction against Alternative, alleging breach of copyright. The legal move concerns Alternative's re-release of the old CRL game Formula 1 as Formula Grand Prix, with a cover bearing a marked resemblance to the Codemasters 987 hit Grand Prix Simulator. Yeah, easy comparisons. And as part of a tough new policy against those who allegedly steal their intellectual copyright. Roger Hulley of Alternative responded warily, "It's just a very tacky way of dealing with things, that's all. There's a wonderful invention called the telephone, and it would have been a much more pleasant way of dealing with it. Still, Codemasters always take the tacky way." A veiled reference to the fact that Codemasters published an advertisement in the trade paper CTW earlier this year, speaking of inferior alternatives. An apology appeared shortly afterwards. Asked if he was going to defend the action, he replied, "All the way. We're going to take this to the logical conclusion. Codemasters were playing at schoolboys. Alternative have been wronged. The two covers," Hulley says, "are absolutely totally different." Okay. Which is something of an overstatement. See pictures. No doubt the whole sorry episode, like so many others, will soon blow over and be forgotten. It is unfortunate, however, because what lingers in the minds of the public is a vague and unjustified belief that the whole software industry is rotten to the core. You think what you will. Variations on a theme. Left, Codemasters Grand Prix Simulator, and Alternatives Formula Grand Prix. Coincidence or theft? Better dead than red. CPC Computing, formerly computing with the Amstrad CPC, is no more. The title merges with Amstrad Computer User from January, leaving Amstrad Action as the only independent CPC newsstand magazine. In the UK, obviously. The merged title, claims Mike Cowley of Database, is to be a bigger and better ACU, featuring the best elements of both magazines. The result, it is said, will be a super title, which will knock Amstrad Action for 6. According to Cowley, the merger was one of 4 options under consideration. 1. CPCC to carry on ambitiously with a large injection of cash. In fact, the magazine was relaunched only a couple of months ago. Clearly this didn't work, or it wouldn't be about to be swallowed up by another title. 2. Close. 3. Sell the title to Amstrad Action, but we didn't think they'd be able to come up with enough money, Cowley says. 4. Merge with Amstrad Computer User. At least 3 of the above options created gales of laughter of future publishing. The company which produces Amstrad Action. Publisher Greg Ingham commented, "They've done the decent thing and put the poor beast out of its misery. They've admitted the sheer impossibility of competing with Amstrad Action and called it a day." Cowley is quoted on Micronet as claiming that the new merged title will become the leading Amstrad magazine, italics added. A clear acknowledgement, if one was needed, that it wasn't already. Now who does that leave, we wonder. This is known not to have pleased staff. However, Cowley now says he was misquoted. AA is after you. Do you want to begin a career in computer journalism? Are you enthusiastic? Can you write games reviews? Good, we need you. We're looking for a bright, keen young person to employ as a full-time games reviewer. We're based in Bath. Prospects are good, and you'll be working for one of Britain's fastest-growing publishers. But you'll have to prove you enjoy a challenge and can produce well-written copy to deadline. What are you waiting for? Make that call. Ring the editor. Future Publishing is an equal opportunities employer. Got to go make sure of that. Alarming news for CPC. Evening all. Your average villain is a devious chappie, always on the lookout for unprotected kit. And there's nothing Johnny Burglar likes less than Home Guard's anti-theft piercing 107 decibel alarm at just £19.99, with no writing necessary, available from leading high street retailers, hardware and DIY, and department stores. A major contribution to CPC's safety, it says here. But what if the alarm is activated accidentally, I hear you ask? Well, funny you should ask, because it can be silenced by inserting the magnetic key supplied. You know it makes sense. And if that doesn't stop the blighters, what about this? High-strength PVC insulated steel cable fixed to the terminal at one end and by steel plates glued or screwed to the wall at the other. The screws have one-way heads, while the computer end is connected with a breakaway key which snaps off after tightening. The only way the protected equipment can be removed, says Blair Security, is by sawing through the cable with a hacksaw. Well, now you know. 2 sizes available, costing between £5 and £7. Our hardware correspondent, Ivan O'Level, points out that the Blair Security computer seal is not suitable for portable computers. A sight to make Johnny Burglar quake in his boots, the Home Guard's safety alarm. And the Blair Security seal, best to make sure you don't reach your PowerPoint first. Yearning for learning, read on. As every parent who has tried will know, finding good educational material for use on the CPC is like searching for the Holy Grail, lost cord, a 5-year left in your other jacket, delete as applicable. You'll be pleased to hear then of a mail-order firm specialising in the supply of this elusive item. Rickett Educational Media will send you a free colour catalogue on one condition, that you ask for it. We hope to review some of their packages as soon as they get around to sending it to us. Hope they're quicker with the catalogue than they are with the review copies, but here's a couple of examples. Have fun, learn and have fun with your computer. Early Words by Willow Software, ages 3 to 6. £9.14 tape, 14.89 disc, spelling with pictures. Caesar's Travels, Microsoft, ages 3 to 9, £11.50 tape. Word recognition, shape and colour matching. Here and There with the Mr. Men, Microsoft, ages 4 to 8, £11.50. Entertaining and rewarding early learning games. Micro Maths, LCL, 8 to adult, £27.60, tape or disc. 24 easy-to-use programs for self-tuition revision to O-level. That's what they think. More trouble up ahead for the PC200. Amstrad's coolly received Sinclair PC200 faces further difficulties from European ex-partners Schneider. The threat comes in the form of the Euro PC, not a roving detective, but a brief to clobber lager louts, but a direct competitor for the Sinclair Professional. It's to be distributed by Greyhound Marketing of Cliffdale House, Leeds, which should provide a few Schneider run with Greyhound type headlines. But not here, folks, not here. Spec includes 12-inch mono monitor, £359 including VAT, or 14-inch colour, £631. The PC drift toward 3.5-inch drives is continued, by the way. The good part is the bundle, which includes Microsoft Works, allegedly worth £145, but certainly better value than the PC200 Personal Organizer plus a few games deal. Greyhound's Phil Allett and Bob Simpson prepare to put a boot in on Sugar's Sinclair Professional. The record show. Attendance at the Earls Court PC show was 99,030, 36% up on 87. 71,581 were business professional visitors, 10,498 were trade. Reason for attending was split neatly, 3 ways, 34% to see business products, 36% for the leisure market, and the remainder for both. Joysticks from beyond the grave. Ever been waggling away when all of a sudden the knob of your joystick comes off in your hand? And have you found yourself just about to destroy the mothership when your button gets jammed? You probably produce a stream of short Anglo-Saxon words and then set off into town to find an expensive new joystick. Now there's an alternative, reconditioned joysticks from Roebuck Designs Limited. Send them your non-functioning joystick and they send back one of the same model for only £4.50, including VAT and postage. The joystick is guaranteed, but only for a month. Well, what are you waiting for? Send your broken down stick to Roebuck Designs. Postman Pat, an addictive own goal blunder probe. Oops, we laid the blame at the wrong feet. In fact, Postman Pat is by alternative software. Sorry chaps, didn't know who we should apologise more to, the people who are doing it, or the people who are accused of doing it. Yeah, Miss Miggins, that Amstrad Action said I was addictive when I'm really alternative. Oh. Active bid for freedom. Don't know quite what to make of this French label Cocktail Vision. Don't ask me, I didn't give them their name. Proudly present freedom. Set in the colonies in the 18th century, it's all about unhappy slaves led by your good self. Making a desperate bid for, that's right, freedom. The foreman, the stewards, and the manager all have different physical appearances and personalities. Well, fancy that. And you also face the fearsome guard dogs set at your heels. The game, according to Active, who are distributing the game, has the structure of a war game with strategic and tactical phases. And of course there's role-playing. Now it's well known that the French are somewhat more imaginative than their game creation, but what do you make of this one? For strong plot, historical setting, etc., against trite rubbish, bad taste, etc. Seems like we'll just have to wait until the game's released to find out. P.S. We'll soon be able to see what Cocktail Vision have made of Walt Disney's Jungle Book, due for release in the new year. Oh boy. Know what I mean, Barry? The clone cyclone, Barry McGuigan, takes time out to give a boost to Superior and Alligator's entertaining boxing sim by fair means or foul, raved in issue 38. Funny, we thought Activision's Barry McGuigan's boxing already had the Wee Man seal of approval. Not that we're getting it better, of course. Heavens know what gave you that idea. Nervous laugh. Barry McGuigan would not like to thank Mr. Eastwood. Computer boards, CDS software have been quiet lately. The reason? Tank Attack. It's an interactive computer/board game, meaning you need to set up a board and have plastic pieces on it next to your CPC. 2 to 4 players take part. Due for release just this side of Christmas, Tank Attack comes in a large box containing the board, plastic playing pieces, and cassette and disc. Long ago in a galaxy, etc., there was a trilogy of movies. Star Wars bet it's on again this Christmas. The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. The first two became above average computer games, and now the last of the trilogy blasts its way onto the small screen. Have Doma got it right at last with a Star Wars game, or just come up with another average release? Find out next month. Nazi business. Interceptor are currently working on F-14 Tomcat, due for release in early '89 on the Budget Players label. You piloted the aforementioned aircraft through 6 levels of increasing difficulty, populated by enemy aircraft, ships, tanks, and ground installations. Also due on the same label as Into the Eagle's Nest, a gauntlet-ish game set in fortified Nazi stronghold. Rather than being a straight re-release, though, there have been some improvements made to the music, sound, and graphics. The official Amstrad User Club. Why buy a whole new Amstrad system why use only half of its potential? Reaction. It is topical, controversial, cynical. How easy is easy? After reading the review of Micro Music Creator in issue 38, I was sent off for one for my 10-year-old son. Regrettably, the review was in many ways the handbook and not the working program. The amendment slip merely tells you 2 out of 5 functions, demo and help, have been omitted due to lack of memory space. Since most of these struck me as being of great use, and the omission appears to be as a result of a very lengthy protection system, I'm rather angry about it. With kids using computers, the need for making copies is ever present. Regularly, one of my kids or a friend will corrupt a disk, and it's important to be able to replace the program from the master disk. Micro Music Creator not only prevents backup, but also runs with Write Protect off. It's first by going to replace damaged disks. If lack of disk space was a problem, there's an easy way to solve it. The unused second side could have had the game on it. When AA reviews software, could you not try out all aspects of it? It's clearly not all producers are selling all that they appear to claim. And please say if backups are no-go, since I for one don't get software I know is unbackupable. I must say though, I don't understand why such an expensive effort is needed for a £15 program. I use programs costing £1,000 at work, and all are backed up. We wouldn't buy them if they couldn't be. John Barrett, Essex. A spokesman for First Byte Software said, first, the protection system takes up one sector of track 0, since the system thinks the disk is CPM format. You don't in fact lose any storage space. 1K is taken up by the boot program, but that's hardly excessive. What does take up room is the digitizer, composer, empty tummy, and various example sound files. Secondly, the composer has a help section which details all key presses, and the digitizer uses cursor and joystick movements, plus the spacebar for accessing functions. Empty tummy features a scrolling message which details the key controls. There's also a manual which contains everything you might need. And you say you need a help file. Finally, we will gladly replace corrupted software. And Pat McDonald, who wrote the review, said, I actually didn't think there's any need for a helpline or demo compared to the AMS, that is. It is easy to use. But that doesn't mean that any 10-year-old could pick it up and start using it at once. Very little serious software is that easy. I do think there's a case to be made for the parent of any child checking to see if the software will be suitable. The best way to do that is to ring the telephone number given with each review. Anyone in the company's marketing or sales department should be able to help. And as always, get a name that you can quote back if you're not happy. Chucky's back. I just received my first computer, the CPC 464, and I'm very pleased with it too. I once used my friend's computer a couple of years ago and played a game called Chucky Egg. Is this wonderful creation still available from anywhere? Tracy Serrano, Merthyr Tydfil. Funny you should ask, because only the other day we heard that Pick and Choose of Manchester are apparently selling the old ANF Classic, originally reviewed way back in issue 1 at £3.95. Rush your order to them in Manchester. Hurry, musty and soon open bank holiday Monday, buy now, save pounds. I looked in the special offers page this month for AA binders only to find that you don't do them anymore. Why not? I noticed recently that you have withdrawn a lot of your earlier offers, such as your excellent Lords of Midnight offer, which I would have taken advantage of if I had any money at the time. Is there any chance of purchasing a copy of Lords of Midnight if you still have any in stock? And if not, could you tell me where I could get a copy? Stephen Trimmer, Broadstairs. Mike Shelom, who runs our special offers, says, first, the good news. The only reason the AA binders weren't in special offers was pressure of space. As you can see if you look in this month's special offers, beginning on page 87, we are constantly updating our offers so that we can pass on to you our massive buying power. Oh no, he's off. Where was I? Oh yes, the binders. They are still available, and we're selling as many of them as we ever have. The order code is AA217. The price is still a remarkable £4 per binder, and the address and so on is in the special offers. And now for the bad news. Supplies of Lords of Midnight have completely dried up, and I've spent many fruitless hours trying to trace some more. Perhaps if any of your readers know a more plentiful source, they could write in and let us know. The lesson would seem to be that we can't guarantee how long any offer will last for. What's the Bismarck doing in AA? Knight Raider has been let down by some shaky research by Gremlin. The Bismarck was attacked and torpedoed by fairy swordfish biplanes and not the Grumman Avenger, as stated in your review, AA36, Kim Wells Aylesbury. Well, yes and no, Kim. We're no World War II historians, and we're certainly open to correction. But the first attacks on the Bismarck, which had just sunk the battlecruiser Hood, with the loss of all but 3 of 1,400 crew and officers, were indeed made by 9 Swordfish biplanes of the 825 Squadron on May 24, 1941. To that extent, you're right. But the main damage was, as Gremlins say, inflicted by the new American prototype torpedo plane, the Grumman Avenger. But as I say, we're hardly experts on the subject, and further contributions are certainly welcome. What on earth is astrology doing here? What on earth is astrology doing in a CPC mag? It may not be immediately apparent to everyone, but in the world of astrology, computers are ruled by Uranus, brunt of 1,000 schoolboy jokes, and the planet concerned with originality, technology, and change. At the end of 1981, coincident with the birth of the first real home computer, the ZX81, Uranus slipped silently and for the large part unnoticed into Sagittarius, a sign dedicated to inspiration, excitement, and fun. Almost overnight, the potential for entertainment was realized, and the home computer became the home games machine, dominated by wonderfully exciting and colorfully flamboyant space races and dungeon romps. Now, 7 years on, Uranus is once again poised to change its celestial tendency. In December of this year, it will quit Sagittarius, the symbolic child of the zodiac, for good, as far as we're concerned, and move into the maturity of Capricorn, a more comfortable and powerful position for it, and an infinitely more controlled, industrious, and organizing influence for us. It has become a noticeable feature over the past few months during its transition that the content of the computer magazines in general, your own included, has tended to become less frivolous and somewhat more oriented to the serious user, indicating presumably their readers' requirements. Even the programs and programmers themselves are starting to reflect a more responsible attitude and depth of response to what is needed. Does this mean that home computing is about to come of age? Will 1989 see a completely new range of influences and motivations for the home computer user? More realistic gameplay, more customer satisfaction, more value? Or does it just mean that Gary Barrett will manage not to lose so many of my cheats? Either way, it has to be an improvement. Phil Howard, Nottingham. We're completely speechless, nearly. Here we are, convinced that the man of Mapley was only the world's greatest poke master, but it turns out he's a secret astrologer as well. Anything else you should know about? Any nuclear physics you get up to in your spare time, Phil? Hang gliding? Espionage? Touch me there once more and I'll scream. Typing tutor prog. Bit sensitive that tutor. Skillometer. I enjoy playing games of all kinds, but to be honest, I'm not too skillful in any one area. So some indication of skill required, such as skill level 3 to 8 on a scale of 10, would tell me if I had a chance of playing the game with some degree of success in a relatively short time. This also shows any new owners, what games they could cut their teeth on. I'm sure there are new people out there somewhere. People who don't get issued a video games machine on their 3rd birthday, they have to start somewhere. Corporal Nick Grazier, RAF Gooderslow. It's not a bad idea, Nick, but I could foresee endless arguments about what skill level a game might be. After all, that is at least, in theory, something objective, while the value verdict makes no serious claim to be so. Still, if enough people indicate, write in saying so, we are happy to give the people what they want. D-Base 3 Plus? Look, are you absolutely certain this is Amstrad Action? I use a 6128 at home, but an IBM clone at work. On the latter, we have software that costs about 100 times that of CPC software. You may well wonder what the software vendors do to protect such valuable and costly products from being ripped off. Let me tell you. D-Base 3 Plus sells for £684.25 by the Amstrad User Club to non-members. We have it on our PC compatible at work. It is totally unprotected. Have I ripped it off? Have I ripped off SuperCalc 4 or WordStar, which we have as well, and are also unprotected? Not only has no one else had a copy of these programs, but the version 1.1 update we received some 9 months ago for D-Base 3 Plus is not even loaded on our machine, let alone our people's. If it's okay for £600 products, why isn't it okay for £1.99 cassettes? J. Fairley, Bristol. The £600 package you refer to does have copy protection in the form of a 600-page manual that you need to work out how to use it. In fact, the main reason disk protection was dropped was because users threatened to sue producers if their key disks failed and they were unable to access their £10 million worth of data. In any case, with D-Base 3 and many other packages, when you first load the package, you're requested for a name and address, and each disk has a unique registration number, which in theory could be traced back to the original if it is copied. The fact is, we're not really comparing like with like. The market, the machines, and the users of PCs are all totally different from CPC users. Using your argument, you could also inquire why CPC games don't cost £20 or more, as they do for the PC, and why you can buy a first-class word processor for the CPC for less than the VAT on a word processing package for the PC. Oh, Sugar Man! Christmas, a time of goodwill, when children frolic in the snow. Nice snowman, dork. Fuck. Wah, mummy! A time for giving. Give me your money. Amstrad HQ, the office party. Want to pull my cracker, baby? Ha! Yawn. Suddenly, hacker kill, hacker by 6128. Hacker peeved. Then Amstrad released Christmas promo workstation. The Pundit. Sugar, you released the 286 PCs months ahead of your stated schedule. Tokyo Riz. Oh no. You buy 9% of US DRAM chip manufacturers, Micron Technology. And so I set my plan for world DRAM shortage. Close Sinclair. Yes, I masterminded this attack. You're using my name to attract users loyal to Sinclair. Wait, villains desist. Or face the wrath of Bite Man and Roman. Good thing we were passing by. Window Woman makes 4. Good thing I was here as my alter ego. Wait! It's Christmas, goddammit. We must extend the hand of friendship to our fellow man, no matter who we are, whatever our differences, whatever our beliefs. That's around the wrong way. I said that around the wrong way. For if we can't find it within this once, what hope is there for us? Gosh, that was a moving speech, Sniff. He's right, we shouldn't fight. Hey, we should make friends for now. Merry Christmas, folks. Ellen, will you forgive me? Nope. Ugh. Well, that's about right, I guess. Hot tips. The hottest in the hot. The hottest of the hot from Pat McDonald. Now with Stop Press, everyone can hold the front page news. AA Christmas. This one you don't have to worry away for. In our special festive extravaganza, we have a special unique Total Eclipse trainer from Incentive, together with a whole host of other goodies. Isotopes, a brilliant complete game, an art package, disc and reviews archivers, and gibberish. Read on. Look, it's Isotopes by Jeremy Fox-Geen. Look, Snake. Radioactive waste, dump it or recycle it. You just can't love it. In this game, you must guide a robot around a screen whose job description reads Isotopes Eater. He goes around, quite happily, making the environment safer. Pity those rocks getting in the way. They make a right mess of his digestive system. Also, as a robot eats waste, it tends to mutate. To be precise, it grows. And making the robot try and eat itself is bad news. It's hard to say exactly what makes this program so good. It could be the graphics, which are multicoloured, might be the speed, which can be varied from arcade ace down to editor level. Have fun playing it and don't go off the edge of the screen. You'll be terminated for dereliction of duty. Solar System, Graham Porteous, Glasgow. Graham is a student and wrote a huge program for his degree. He chopped a bit out, smartened it up, and sent it in. It draws the orbits and positions of the planets in a solar system for a given time down to the last hour and minute. The program starts with the terrestrial and inner planets. Those are all fairly close to the Sun, and the positions change relatively fast. On the outer planets, the orbits are relatively larger, and planets go much slower. This is a very educational program, teaching lots of facts about the solar system. Which planet is a strange orbit? Which goes backwards relative to the others? Look at the program and have the situation demonstrated. 128K owners, if the load Bankman first, can flick between two map scales. And we've got more stuff. Gibberish! Robert Edel Widmore displays randomized sentences with various combinations of nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Gibberish works almost automatically. Simply press a key, and a new selection of nonsensical sentences will be displayed. It's great fun and useless. Total Eclipse Trainer, Freescape from Incentive Software. At AA, we believe in bringing you the really great games. So here's a unique opportunity to look at the biggest innovation in game software during 1988, Freescape. Exploring a Freescape world is like no other game. Now here's your chance. Raise a Curse. You start the game in the 1930s, having landed your plane next to a previously unexplored ancient pyramid. Such tombs are sources of great wealth, and naturally, you like a nose round. Problem is, there's a curse, an ancient curse. At the top of the pyramid is a temple. Anything blocking the sun's rays to the temple will be annihilated. And within 2 hours, the moon will eclipse the sun, be smashed into pieces, and shell the surface of planet Earth with meteorites, ending civilization as we know it. Only you can save the day. But be warned, the time limit is 2 hours real time, and if you're going to succeed, you need to know what you're doing. Go for gold. That's where the Total Eclipse Trainer comes in, providing you with a golden opportunity to explore Freescape and the pyramid. Your training mission, collect 6 treasures. Simple, eh? Well, no, actually. Be warned that traps that have guarded the tomb for all these years are still active, just waiting for you to put a foot wrong. So be careful and keep looking around. Help is at hand in the form of an Ankh, the Egyptian symbol of life. The Ankh isn't difficult to find, if you have an open mind. Help Mummy. The mummy's traps and so on spit an ancient poison, which increases your heart rate. If your heart beats too fast, you get heart failure. There are 2 ways to alleviate this condition. First, by resting, but that uses up valuable time. And secondly, by keeping your water canteen topped up to avoid dehydration. But that means finding troughs of water. Foiling increases your heart rate. Keep an eye on your compass if you get lost. It's a lifesaver. Finally, do keep an eye on the time if you haven't got all day, you know. Strolling around looking for a fast buck. There's gold in that there chest. Problems. If your tape won't load, rare but it does happen, return it to the duplicators, who guarantee to replace it for you. Duff AA cover tapes, spill limited. Oh, you have to address it to Duff AA tapes. Oh. The AA Games Awards 1988. A hushed and expectant crowd gathers at Amstrad Action Towers to await the results of the 1988 awards. What was the game of the year? Who lived up and down to expectations? Who exceeded them? The tension is mounting as compare Steve, Mr. Sincerity, Carey, steps forward nervously to tear open the gold envelopes and mispronounce the winners' names. Games House of the Year. Let's cut this out. Software houses have come, Mandarin and Dynamic, and software houses have gone, Powerhouse, Piranha, Soft. But the digital integrations, Rainbirds, Houston's, Gremlins, Microprocessors, Electronic Arts, US Golds, Mediagenics, and Oceans of this world go effortlessly on, coining it. So who actually wins? Let's only go on a bit. But in first place for a string of intelligent, attractive, and well-presented games that make a release from this company always something to look forward to, the AA Award for Games House of the Year goes to Electronic Arts. The Bard's Tale comes astonishingly, agonizingly close to being Game of the Year, and Arctic Fox, PHM Pegasus, and The Train are all raves. EA can be well proud of, which guarantee value for money. In the coming months, we expect Skate or Die, Ferrari Formula 1, and Chuck Yeager's Advanced Flight Trainer. And as anyone with a PC will tell you, Chuck Yeager is a superb game and well worth looking forward to. Long may the joystick fire. The game of the year is Dark Side. Set in Evaf's other moon, Tripuskid, the sequel to Driller achieves what many thought was impossible by improving on it, and while continuing to use Freescape, Incentive's task was to take what was no longer so startlingly original and use it to create something that was even better. They succeeded. For one thing, the time limit this time around was sickeningly tight, and few of us who played Darkside will readily forget the rising panic as that timer crept ever upwards. Driller was good, Gary's verdict concluded, but Darkside is even better because of the more logical problems and tighter time limit. So step forward in, Andrew, and Incentive crew, and accept your reward. It says reward. Desert Island Discs. Eventually, after much argument and an occasional tantrum, we came up with our list of 10 totally wicked favourites of the year. We agreed on 9 games and played tug of war over the 10th. We don't make any pretense of objectivity, but if you disagree, well, tough! Advanced Tactical Fighter, The Bard's Tale, Bubble Bobble, Cybernoid or Cybernoid 2, Driller or Darkside, Match Day 2, Mickey Mouse, Nebulous, Pirates, if you can afford it, Target Renegade. Who did what in 88? Oh, we get average ratings for the companies. Activision, 7 releases, average rating 59%. Addictive, 1 release, 72%. Americana, 1 release, 40%. Soft, one release, 76%. Audiogenic, one release, 81%. CDS, 1 release, 82%. CRL, 3 releases, average 40%. Codemasters, 6 releases, average 53%. Capcom, 1 release, 72%. Databytes, 2 releases, 75% average. Digital Integration, 2 releases, average 92%. Dynamic, 1 release, 69% average. Domark, 6 releases, average 57%. Electronic Arts, 4 releases, average 84%. Why is Digital Integration not Software House of the Year then? Electric Dreams, 4 releases, 57% average. Elite, 5 releases, 71%. Endurance, 1 release, 63%. Firebird, 13 releases, 60% average. Go, 6 releases, 52% average. Grand Slam, 5 releases, 56%. Gremlin, 17 releases, 60% average. Houston, 6%, 81% average. Imagine, 6 releases, 81% average. Can we merge that with Ocean's 7 releases and 73% average? Can we merge those two? They're the same company, otherwise, pretty much. ImageWorks, 1 release, 83%. Incentive, 2 releases, 94% average. It's pretty much Dark Side and I guess Driller. Yeah, it'd have to be Driller. Infogrames, 7 releases, average 58%. Konami, 1 release, 51%. Leisure Genius, 1 release, 63%. L'Oreal, 5 releases, 67% average. McCoy, whoever that is, one release, 64%. Mad X, 4 releases, 44% average. Shouldn't that be merged with Mastertronic? Magic Bytes, 1 release, 58%. Martech, 1 release, 65%. Mastertronic, 2 releases, 57%. Microprose, 3 releases, 80%. Microsoft, 2 releases, 66%. Palace, 1 release, 81%. That's what it was, Barbarian, wasn't it? I think it was Barbarian. Piranha, 2 releases, 64%. Powerhouse, 1 release, 66%. Racket, 1 release, 54%. Can we merge that one with Houston? Reactor, 1 release, 77%. Skyslip, 1 release, 36%. Superior, 1 release, 83%. System 3, 1 release, 68%. System 3, 1 release, 68%. Titus, 2 releases, 59%. US Gold, 20 releases. That's a lot of games. 61% average. Virgin, 2 releases, 62%. And Zeppelin, 1 release, 45%. Here's the Master Games of the year. Here you go. Driller was the January Master Game. Here you go. Bobsleigh, Deflector, Advanced Tactical Fighter, Cybernoid, Nebulous, Darkside, Target Renegade. It was not Renegade. That was not. Yeah, Target Renegade wasn't Master Game if I remember. Oh no, that's right. November was the no reward. That's right. Target Renegade just happened to be below 90%. If only the train had run out of steam. And Cybernoid 2. Heroes of the Lance, Bard's Tale. And you got the Raves. Yeah, we've been through those anyway. Yeah. Onwards. 1989, here we come. So that was 1988, but what about the year ahead? Steve Carey gets the lowdown from those in the know. Violence to come. Houston appeared to have a violent year in prospect. Look at these. Eliminator, expected January 89 by John Phillips of Nebulous renown, and converted for CPC by John Wildsmith. Hammer down the highway, you're instructed. Spin this to the ceiling. Flip across the floor in this electrifying, death-defying, blood-arising action game. Phew. If the game matches the advanced publicity, then A, it'll be the first game any game by anyone does, and B, it'll be mega. Stormlord, due February, from the quality pinkies of Rafael Chico, of Cybernoids 1 and 2, and Exelon fame. The scenario involves a mission to free the captured and defend the peace and tranquility of your realm. Peace? Tranquility? What kind of game is this? You must repel the evil queen, or else. That's more like it. Kalashnikov, announced for June, the new Chris Hinsley ST game gets a CPC conversion. You're the guardian of an alien death chamber, protecting the nuclear-charged Tobes from energy-consuming parasites. Don't expect to see this game released though. The name's being changed soon. Cold War Thor? And finally, Astaroth, a conversion of Mark Dawson's new ST game, in which you aid Ozymandias, in relation to Ozzy Osbourne, the fearless brigand, and make his way through the labyrinthine crypt filled with treasures, both precious and magical, using mind power and magic to destroy Astaroth, Angel of Death, and her evil minions. Oh boy. For US Gold, the Capcom string of coin-op licenses continues with Leadstorm, a futuristic driving combat game featuring laser-enhanced destruction powers. Hot on its heels comes Black Tiger, which pits you against 3 fearsome dragons in a 5-level subterranean 8-directional scroller. Uh-oh. The arcade version was 8 levels. Later on, we're promised Forgotten World, about which little is known, even by US Gold, we suspect. Its most impressive feature, we discover, is the frightening pace of the action speed as the game hots up. Roughly translated, this means we haven't got even the faintest of ideas what it's about. Why don't you go away and ask someone else your damn fool questions? Commendably hazy. Digital Integrations Rod Swift reveals that they are releasing F-16 Combat Fighter on the Amstrad and is commendably hazy about release dates, probably in the second quarter of '89, is all he will commit himself to. It's very definitely the next generation ever, what we've done before as far as complexity and accuracy are concerned. He is frank, too, about the place of the CPC in DI's plan. Of course, the 8-bit machines are still important to us, but it has to be said that we've found it a struggle as far as performance, speed, and so on are concerned. Incentive's Ian Andrew, still showing evident signs of relief and jubilation at having completed Total Eclipse, is understandably cagey about future commitments. We'll probably be doing just 2 games for the CPC, as we did in '88. We'll definitely be supporting the CPC, naturally in Freescape, or an enhanced version of it. We're constantly updating it and adding to it, so we get better and better each time. More than this, he was unwilling to say. It promises to be an interesting 12 months at Codemasters, where they've just released their first full-price game, for Soccer Simulators, reviewed on page 61 this issue. And thus, at a stroke, opened up a whole new future. At the same time, they're moving up their budget price from $1.99 to $2.99, and aiming more titles at the lower end of the full-price market. There are said to be a number of Dizzy spin-offs, sequels, and follow-ons in the pipeline. Look out in the months to come for Treasure Island Dizzy, Dizzy Goes to Hollywood, and a sequel to Gone with the Wind entitled Dizzy Back Again with the Wind. What? And the blame should be laid squarely at those people who claim Codemasters inundate their HQ with fan mail for the little chappie. Needless to say, there are more simulators in the pipeline, about 439 at last count, and long term there are plans to develop the role-playing game market, beginning with an Amstrad conversion of now under development. Doesn't take very much, truth be told, for the Commodore 64 Super Dragon Slayer. It's too early to tell yet, but it is going to take a great deal to convince the 12 to 14-year-old boys who traditionally have been their strongest market to find a tenner for a Codemasters title. And no one is going to be easy on the darlings at that price. Still, their firm commitment to the CPC is to be applauded, and it would be nice if it could be imitated. We find that the Amstrad serves us well, says Managing Director David Darling, and we intend to continue working on it throughout the year ahead. Chuck up in the air. Electronic Arts have some mouth-watering prospects in the offing. Coming almost before you know it is Skate or Die, which offers 5 skateboarding events: ramp freestyle, downhill race, ramp hill jump, pool jousting, and inner-city downhill battle, in which you compete against computer opponent Poseur Pete, Aggro Eddie, and toughest of all, Desta. Chuck Yeager in person. The guys at EA, he says, have taken the terror factor out of test piloting and made it fun for everybody. Hot on the heels of the skateboard, Chuck Yeager's advanced flight trainer will be taking off. General Yeager was the man who broke the sound barrier, and he helped artist Ned Lerner in designing the game, which has already been an enormous hit on the PC. The game includes 14 different aircraft from Spitfire to experimental jets, and features 3 levels of on-screen instructions from Chuck. The first teaches basic flying skills, the second goes on to advanced maneuvers like aileron rolls and hammerhead stalls. Haven't got the foggiest what they are, but they sound pretty stomach-churning to me. By the third and final level, the player is learning acrobatic stunts, and is ready to use the formation flying feature, while still keeping lunch down. The problem EA faces living up to recent releases and matching expectations with achievement. Still, you can do it, can't you guys? Later on in '89, from EA, we can expect Chainsaw Warrior, the license of the Games Workshop solo role-playing game. It's an arcade action game originated in the UK by Equinox, and featuring a central character who's apparently something of a cross between Rambo and the Bionic Man. Mission: save the world from killer zombies in an hour or less. Finally, Ferrari Formula One is a Grand Prix racing simulation of the 1986 season, featuring some 16 tracks. The rest you can more or less work out for yourself. Hairy Arm Syndrome. Again, promised the Munsters, Operation Hormuz, Gilbert, yes, the hilarious alien, well, one of the two ain't bad, from Time Tease TV, and Jor-El's Saboteur 3. Was there Saboteur 3? I don't remember that. Alternative have a whole pile of titles coming at you, ranging from Postman Pat, the first budget license, to Graham Gooch, by way of Oink, the Double Mini Office Academy, aka Tale City 2, and the stomach-churning Slug. Over at Martech, managing director either has something very special up his sleeve, or in fact nothing more than a hairy arm. He flatly refused to part with any information, and would only say, "We have some exciting products in the pipeline. The very nature of which does mean that we can't release information until well into the new year." But I'm sure people will sit up and take notice, especially you Amstrad users. He added that last bit just to show off that he knew who Amstrad Action was. Activision's plans include a host of licenses, though details are sketchy. They include Sega's Time Scanner, Galaxy Force, Sonic Boom, Altered Beast, Hot Rod, Ace Attacker, and from 20th Century Fox, Die Hard. The arrival of new boys John Twiddy, Akari Warriors, Last Ninja, Hugh Riley and Mev Dink, Last Ninja 2, operating as Vivid Images Limited, should also help. Vice President of Activision Europe, Rod Cousins, told AA that the signing is evidence that we're continuing to attract and invest in new talent, which in turn strengthens our position in the industry. In addition to Schwarzenegger vehicle license The Running Man, Grand Slam have secured the computer game rights to Thunderbirds, one of those TV programs that's inexplicably becoming cool to know all about. Though older readers will remember just how naff it was once considered. Naturally, it features all of the crew, the Tracys, Virgil, Brains, Lady Penelope, and her driver Parker. Another mass youth appeal licensed Grand Slam has outbid the competition for is The Dandy, featuring Smasher, Corky the Cat, and the editor's personal favourite, Desperate Dan. Oh no. The editor's personal favourite. Ooh. Those of you brought up on Viz may find it a little quaint and innocent, but for the nostalgia kick, The Dandy is potentially the capture of '89, eagerly awaited. I'm not sure it appeared anywhere. Viz did, though. Not quite so eagerly awaited as Grand Slam's fourth acquisition, The Saint and Greavesy, who are to computers what Les Dawson is to fashion design. Undaunted, Stephen Hall of Grand Slam boasts that these four titles are a continuation of the growth and strength of Grand Slam in 1989. But what about the CPC? Obviously, these titles will be available for cassette and disc, as the Amstrad is still a very strong machine in the marketplace. And he warns, watch this space, lots more were released in '89. Promises. And as Barry Norman is supposed to say, there you have it. There appear to be some solid gold prospects in the offing, a few excellent licenses and conversions, and already it looks as if the Turkey Awards for 1989 may yet have to be awarded. A word of warning, however, though it won't be necessary if you've had your CPC longer than about 5 minutes, remember that writing games is a creative process, and it's notoriously difficult to finish a game according to schedule. And indeed, the events between the conception of a game and its appearance in the shops can be summed up in a law. The more promising the scenario, the bigger the license, the more money invested in promotion, and the more hyped up a release is, the less likely it is that it'll appear on time for Christmas. So don't hold your breath. Words work. Word processing tips with Pat McDonald. Extra print. Ooh. Compumart. A great deal more for a good deal less. £20 for 10 floppy disks. Talking turkeys. Beautiful they're not. You've seen the best, now try the rest. Gary Barrett presents the awards no one wants. Oh boy, here we go. Outrun, US Gold, AA30, 37%. Take one highly successful arcade game, put it onto the CPC, and what do you get? A truly awful racing game. Not only was it incredibly slow, but it had some of the most stunningly bad sound effects ever. Unfortunately, the game sold very well, and it's all due to its arcade reputation. Mad Balls, Ocean, AA29, 48%. The only good thing was the packaging. It came with some grotesque stickers of the bouncing balls that inhabited the game, one of which bears a striking resemblance to Bob Raid. Rip. After a late night, the game itself was far too tedious to play for more than 5 minutes. Stunt Bike Simulator, Silverbird, AA36, 29%. Completing daredevil stunts on the back of a motorbike sounds exhilarating, but unfortunately Silverbird's attempt came close to rivaling watching paint dry in the excitement stakes. Not only were there some totally unawe-inspiring graphics, but you also got absolute silence to listen to while you were playing. Street Sports Basketball, Epics, AA36, 44%. Deformed teenage basketball players in abundance in Epics' basketball game of 1988. The graphics were grotesque, and once again, you could listen to the hum of your CPC working instead of sound effects. Psycho Pigs US Gold, AA36, 28%. The only psycho thing about this little game from US Gold is the person that said, "Yes, it is good enough, release it." It was a simple game of running around a very boring screen, with only the prospect of more boring screens to keep your interest. Rolling Thunder, US Gold, AA30, 37%. The tradition of bad arcade conversions was upheld by US Gold with a game that had some of the most incredibly badly animated sprites of the year. Definitely not a case of, it'll be alright on the sprite. Ouch. Masters of the Universe, Gremlin, AA30, 42%. Based on the film of the cartoon series and described by Bob Raid, AA's ex-He-Man, is enough to make you buy Outrun. Well, maybe not. More of a disaster game than a master game. Tour de Force, Gremlin, AA31, 20%. Gremlin's lowest rating game of 1988 had many problems, the most obvious being working out which of the identically coloured bikes is yours and which isn't. The best feature of the game was kicking your opponents off their bikes. Perhaps the same should be done to the programmer. Lee Enfield Go Home. Space Ace, AA31, 46%. Tournament of Death, AA31, 29%. Amazon Adventure, AA32, 37%. Infogrames. Although 3 separate games are all part of the tedious Lee Enfield saga, and since they're all of the same low quality, they deserve grouping together. The last 2 had small playing areas with lousy animation, and the first was just Prohibition set on the moon. GB Air Rally, Activision, AA34, 39%. Flying around a course and avoiding other aircraft could have been good, but instead it was dreadful. Flickery graphics and not enough to do were part of its failing. When it crashed, it came as a relief. Plasmatron CRL AA32, 17%. Occasionally a game arises so incredibly bad it leaps out at you and says, "Smash me into 1,000 pieces!" And here's one of them. It flickers, it jerks along, it makes horrible noises at you. What more could you do without? Dark Scepter, Firebird AA33, 47%. Dark Scepter had potential to be excellent, and it turned out to be decidedly iffy. The design of the game was fine, but unfortunately it turned into a spectator game where you just sat back and watched the action, even if it did appear to be in slow motion. Bionic Commando, Go, AA37, 39%. Some games get a little confusing when played on a green screen monitor. This one managed to be so even in a colour. Admittedly, there were two versions of the game, a colour and mono one, but the colour version was even worse to look at than the mono. Two colours for most of the game hardly stretches the CPC to its limit. Action Force version, AA37, 46%. In the past, version have produced other games with long and unavoidable messages that printed so slowly even Steve Carey couldn't keep up with them. And the ones in Action Force were stunningly dull and slow. Fruit Machine Simulator, Codemasters AA33, 15%. FSV currently holds a record for the longest second opinion in the history of AA. Bob Wade, RIP, was the man responsible and waffled on a lot about the state of the art and how much this isn't it. It didn't stop it from reaching number one in the software charts, or Bob playing in for 3 days. Personal Excellence Package, Can You Find the Real You? Was the full title. PEP was designed to ask all sorts of questions in order to reveal information about your intelligence, personality, performance, and mental aptitude. The way in which the program was presented was very good, with a good manual explaining things. Why is it a turkey? Well, it's pretty hard to imagine anyone spending £25 on a program and using it just the once. Using it repeatedly is pretty pointless, and we found that exploring your personality in company with a few friends can prove highly embarrassing. Of course, getting around a table on New Year's Eve and trying to get an IQ of less than 77 could prove a formidable task, as could defending your abilities on tolerance, generosity, and politeness. Amstrad's Funny Old Year, Part 1. Alan Sugar's decision to do a bundle on the CPC should be highly welcomed. After all, such deals bring down prices quite sharply, with an increase in sales and interest. Usually. On the other hand, it's really hard to imagine many people rushing to spend money on the new deals. These involve a CPC 464 or 6128, plus a clock radio, tuner for the monitor, so you can use it on a television, computer desk, and 17 games. The price is between £299 and £499, with £100 over the standard list price. Buying you the bits and pieces. The deal itself contains some very desirable equipment, but the cash incentive to buy is non-existent, overpriced, under-advertised, and available in limited quantities. And Part 2. Alan finally did it. 4 years after releasing the 464 on A Waiting World, he's introducing a replacement. Just think, this Christmas you could be playing games on a PC 200, a machine with more expensive games, poor colour, and sound capabilities to make the tone-deaf wince. One argument is that people can use software from their work at home if they buy a PC 200. All very well, but work PCs mainly use 5.25-inch discs, whereas the PC 200 uses 3.5-inch. It's just being progressive, that's all. Also, does anyone really enjoy working at home? Oh boy. Won't the kids be on it perpetually playing the latest arcade game, which they saved for 6 months to buy? Not very likely, is it? Ooh, no one wants to work from home. Oh, we're reading Hunt for Red October, Grand Slam, AA33, 44%. Difficulty levels vary considerably in games, and this must hold the record for being one of the toughest. An average game tested for about 2 minutes before you died, and the Alpha's record is claimed by Pat the Perseverer to be 9 minutes and 56 seconds. I don't believe it myself, but there you go. The genesis of Nemesis. Nemesis have been selling tape and disc utilities for 3 years now and show no signs of fading away. Pat McDonald talks to main man Colin Harris, reviews some of the Nemesis range, and generally makes a nuisance of himself. So what's new? When the CPC dies, I shall probably die with it. Well, a lot of people are getting in touch now who've just got 6128s. 4 people have been brought to my attention, one of whom was so incorrigible he was pirating my stuff too. Bonzo Super Meddler Blitz, Bonzo's Big Batch, Online Press for Action with Pat McDonald, Microlink. Cost C box below. Uh-oh. Cost of coming. Registering cost £5. Then there is a standing charge of £5 per calendar month, or part thereof. You're also charged by the time on service. If you're direct dialing, the cost is 11p per minute standard rate, 3.5p per minute standard rate. Using PSS is much cheaper. Logging on with a 300 modem costs 2.5p per minute, and a 1275 system costs 3p per minute. And that's at any time, day or night. You can register to send telexes at any time, which costs £10. Each telex costs from 5.5p for 100 characters in the UK up to £2.75 for 400 characters to any ship at sea. Great! We could send a greetings card to the publisher on his yacht. These prices don't include the extra and separate cost of using the phone. Cheap and microlink don't mix. Overpriced. The cost of using your CPC for comms never seems to decrease. I wonder how much cash UK modem manufacturers are raking in. A comparative US price for a modem simply replaces the sterling symbol with a $sign. UK modems are on average 170% of the US price. Microlink will quite happily sell you a modem for £179. It's finished in a black and red trim, a nice match for your Connex joystick. Designer Amstrad fans. Capabilities are good at the price. 300, 1275 and 1200, all full duplex. You can get a RS-232 interface too. The official Amstrad one costs £55. A lot of cash, but the software is adequate to get you fully operational. It will allow you to use both view data and scrolling boards. Compare the Microlink price of £299 for a year's sub, plus equipment with the Micronet plus Pro Pack at £236.40. Personally, I'd get the Microlink one because it can handle full 1200. The Pro Pack can't. Sinotel. Oh. Reviewing bulletin boards now. The Look. Part 4 of a graphic series with Pat McDonald. How to annoy PC owner. Tell him you bought a machine with VGA graphics for a few £100s. Within seconds he'll be sprinting to the shops only to accuse you of misleading him. Why this extreme reaction? Well, the CPC has a video gate array which looks after a slice of the graphics. But those daft PC people think VGA means video graphics adapter. Anyway, Anyway, remember all those imps and outs from last month? The gate array uses similar commands, but is none too easy to explain, mainly because of the compacted nature of the device. Gate arrays, put simply, a collection of many components, scaled down into one chip. The gallery, here we go. Beep, beep. Christian Capistar's efforts on Roadrunner net him £20 on its way to Great Yarmouth. Simon Fincher of ESIM was inspired by AA-37. M. Madden sent in a great collection. This is the neatest. Using the gate array. War. Dan Dare, pilot of the future. Given Bland dares to try for the galaxy. Ray Thompson, part-time Newport paladin and artist extraordinaire. C. Capistaff drew for truth, justice, and the AA way. James Garside again, for more seasonal entry. My personal favourite, but those arty people disagreed, from James Garside of Rill. See Capistaff with a nice pic drawn from advertising. Bubble bobble. Gavin Manning, a Londoner and a certified Ghostbuster. One of these, huh? Alright. Should look more often. Alright. Micro Blaster. Replay proudly presents the new Microblaster joystick, professional arcade quality, fully micro-switched for the ultimate in game control. Order today and take control, only £12.95, post free. Arcade quality. Absolute Beginners, Basic for Beginners with Andy Wilton. Arg. Next month in Absolute Beginners, we compare the two types of looping commands, the for next loop and the while wind loop. Bar CPM, First Steps, Part 5 with Richard Montero. Join us next month when we shall look at more exciting CPM utilities. Oh, exciting CPM utilities. First Bytes, our assembly language series with Richard Montero. Next month, more assembly language programming, addressing techniques in full, and a final look at the hidden Z80 instructions. Hidden instructions. Problematic, a bumper extravaganza monster edition with Pat McDonald. Get them off. Get your contributions off now to Problematic. We have the technology. Oh. Electronic Arts, winners of AA's first Games House of the Year award. Want you to help them celebrate. That did not take long, did it now? I think the best game of 1988 was, and it was best because in 15 words or less. Send your entry by 15/1/1989. Better hurry before it's too late. Action test. Yay, we finally got to the games. Taking an hour and a half almost. Games galore of Gary GBH Barrett. Gremlin travel back in time, this page. Incentive, do it again, page 48. Barbarian, yes, another one, page 46. Operation Wolf, it's on page 47. And Co-Masters go full price, page 61. Here's a list of games there. One master game, 3 raves. But first, we have Artura by Gremlin, $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc. Joystick or keys. Once upon a time, there was a sword called Excalibur that lived in a rock. It may seem an odd place for a sword to live, but some stupid idiot shoved it in there for a bet. There was a rumour going around that the person who could pull out the sword out of its rocky scabbard would be a really nice guy and an ideal candidate for king. Needless to say, there were many people willing to suffer the awesome responsibility of being king, the great wealth and possession of a kingdom being even more important. Eventually, a wimpy guy called Arthur dragged the sword out and said, "Where's me castle then?" And so the legend of King Arthur was born. Artura is based on this legend and set in the kingdom of Albion, doing ever so well since Atkinson left, by the way. Albion is in a bit of trouble at the moment, and to get it out of it, the sacred treasures of Albion must be collected, and only Murden the mage who knows where they are. Murden has mysteriously vanished, and his apprentice, Nimue, is being held prisoner in the castle of Artura's half-sister, Morgause. The screen is split into 2 bits. A flick screen playing area in which Artura wanders around and a panel at the bottom of that shows you energy, score, and runes carried. Energy decreases every time you come into contact with one of Morgause's many minions. Morgause's castle is made up of many rooms that are usually split into 2 levels of floor. Movement off either side of the screen is possible, and doorways lead into and out of it. Strewn around the castle are runes and health-restoring objects to aid you in your rescue mission. Rats, ghouls, spiders, soldiers, and cute little birdie things all want to stop you from finding runes and freeing Nimue. Fortunately, they don't like you throwing things at them. In fact, it can be very fatal for them, and it doesn't hinder your score either. On the title screen, there's a nice tune that has a certain Arthurian sound to it, but there are none in the game itself. Sound effects are limited, just the impact of your weapon on enemy flesh, and the sound of them dying after several hits. Although lacking in colour, the graphics are detailed and animation of them is good, if not mind-blowingly superb. Gargoyles still hold the title for best animation of big characters, but at least Gremlin tried. There's a large playing area to explore and plenty of foes to kill. Though it's a pity they're so thick. It's a game that demands mapping, and people will be grabbing for sketch pads before they get anywhere in the game. First day target, 1,000 points. Second opinion, Artura looks good, though the animation's jerky, and you're kept on your toes by the warriors as you pursue your objective. If you want a mix of Lap of the Gods, Manic Miner, and The Shining, then Artura fits the bill. Green screen. Well, it's green. The verdict, graphics 67%, detailed sprites, lacks colour. Sonic's 62%, title screen is nice, but soon tires. Few effects. Grab factor 74%, walking around hacking things is fun. Confusing at first. Staying power, 78%. Large castle to explore which demands mapping. Stupid opponents make life too easy. AA rating 75%. Better than Gremlin's recent attempts, but not quite a rave. Okay. Now let's get started. Okay. Code design and graphics by Sentient Software Limited. Alright, let's go. Fancy. Yep, holding down and firing fires straight down. Because that's utterly useful. Oh, nothing there. Right, through the door we go. Oh, well, let's go through the other door then. Ranking 1,000 points is probably not going to be all that hard. Let's just do this. No. It's just weird. Oh. Oh, what are those? Birds. The bird's dead. Bird's only with 1 point. Oh. Oh, I think I remember going here and testing. You can't get out of here. There's no way out, apparently. I don't know why it's here. This is death. Everything's only with 1 point. Well. Kill me. Come here. Kill me. There we go. 1 life. Just get 1 life. Sorry. Find a pet like that. Get screwed. Try again. Oh, this is from the start here. Yeah, let's see if we can. There's a room. Ooh, found a rune! Alright, we avoided it this time. Cross. Not quite. Wonder if we can. here we go. We can jump across. This looks like spice. These are probably deadly. Oh, I got my life back somehow. Yeah, going further down. Hope he's almost dead. Yeah. Now I am dead. We have one more go. One more go. I'm just doing the same thing I did before. How do I get down there? Oh. Okay, fall down there. Now what? Almost dead again. Spike's probably deadly. Ugh. So. Am I stuck down here? Oh, there's a door here. What is this here? Oh! Life up. That's handy. I didn't notice any objects sometimes. We're back where we were before. Oh no. I see where we are. I think I see where we are. Yeah. People go through here. Did people go through here? I don't remember. Yes, we did. Alright, yeah, that's where we came in, wasn't it? Back through here again. Yes, well, see now I'm lost. This is just sort of loop again. We're almost at 1,000 points. There we go, we got 1,000 points at least. Oh, God. Oh. Missed my way out again. Clearly ignored it. in here? Up there though. That sucks. Go back up here again now. Sorry, we came in here. I'm dead. Oh, right. That's Artura. Alright, let's move on. Next game is Operation Wolf by Ocean. $9.95 cassette, $14.95 disc, joystick or keys. Put your thinking cap back in the cupboard right this minute and go grease up your joystick arm. Ocean's Operation Wolf is here and it's time for mayhem. A tin of boot polish and a headband are not essential, but they'll help you look the part as you set out on a mission to rescue some of your fellow soldiers who very cleverly managed to get themselves captured by the nasty old enemy. Boo. And are being held hostage in a concentration camp. It's down to you, you modest hero person you, to set them free and escort them to safety. Reckon you can handle that? You better be sure. Because if you ain't, this is the wrong place to be. Another one bites the dust. Just 41 more to go and 3 tanks and gunboats. If you can, you'll have to blast your way through 6 stages of enemy territory, dealing death to the enemy. Armed with a machine gun and a fistful of rockets, that's not very many actually, Ed. You've got to set a number of enemy to kill before you can complete the continually horizontally scrolling stages and move on further. Ooh, violence is golden. Let's go crazy and shoot everyone in sight. Healthy? Targeting the enemy involves moving across his sight around the screen using either the joystick or keys and then pressing fire, which turns the crosshair into a bullet hole or a shower of earth spewing up from the ground if your aim's a little off. Mind you, it wouldn't be so bad if all you had to contend with were foot soldiers, but like life, things are never that easy. There are also a set number of helicopters, tanks and gunboats to be destroyed. Polishing those off with these bigger baddies is not too much trouble if you've still got some rockets left. But if you haven't, you're going to have to rely on destroying them with machine gun fire. Death's not the only thing on your mind, though, because poor innocent defenceless people like nurses, passers-by, and small children wander across the screen from time to time. And if you're stupid or callous enough to kill any of these poor defenceless and your energy meter, which runs up the side of the screen, creeps up towards the top. Should it reach the top, well, it's game over. Thank you and good night. Fortunately, you can pick up some life-giving potions by shooting them as they scroll past the floor. These knock your health meter down a few points. Your health meter gets bumped down a few points when you complete a stage as well, so that helps too. You have to shoot ammo clips and rockets as they scroll past on the floor because your supplies are limited And should you run out of ammo, well, let's just say your life expectancy is not going to be long. Each level gets progressively harder, and halfway into the game, the smart and selfish ones among the enemy even start wearing bulletproof jackets. Some people honestly just show no consideration at all. That leaves you with one option: shoot him in the head. If you play the arcade game, and who hasn't, the first thing you'll notice about the game is how much faster the scrolling on the Amstrad is. That doesn't detract from the fun though. The rest of the graphics are very colourful and well animated. Operation Wolf is manic action all the way. Your brain cells won't get taxed, but your joystick arms certainly will. First stage target score. Complete stage 2. Violence is golden. There's an argument in the press and on TV a lot at the moment you may have heard about. One side sees violence on the telly and in films as wearing down people's ability to understand reality. That watching too many violent pics is likely to make you go out and do something similar. Michael Rowan, the man who shot more than a dozen people in Hungerford, is often cited as someone who had got carried away with the Rambo mentality, even though, to the best of my knowledge, there's absolutely no proof at all that he was into violent videos in a big way. Then, on the other hand of this argument about violence in the media, are those people who say that someone who plays violent video games and watches Rambo films isn't necessarily a zombie. Oh, of course, she can tell fantasy from reality, they say. These activities merely help to get rid of the suggestive emotions by fantasizing about them, rather than actually go out and carry them outing. There's little doubt that Operation Wolf is a particularly violent game, and though you could say that the fact that you're punished for shooting nurses is a good thing, I'm not so sure. Still, it sells, doesn't it? What do you think? Write to Violent Video AA. Oh no, letters about this now. Second opinion. This is a fast and frantic game as I've seen in a long time. Fans of the arcade game won't be disappointed, unless you're expecting it to look the same, that is. And he's right too about the relative peace that your brain cells will find. If thinking games are what you're into, forget this one right now. But if it's excitement you want, come on in and join the fun. The screen in green? No problem. The verdict: graphics 94%, fast and colourful. Sonic 75%, good sound effects. Grab factor 95%, instantly addictive and very tough to put down. Staying power 88%, the levels start tough and just get tougher. AA rating 89%, a brilliant arcade conversion. Alright. Okay. Oh, we're not cheating. Oh no. Programming Engine Beacon. Graphics Ivan Horn. Music and effects Jonathan Dunn. Alright, 987 Toto. 988 Ocean. down, left, right. Fire, grenade. Let's go. Operation initiated. Rescue hostages. This game's hard. Communication setup. Communication setup. Cut off the enemy's. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh. No. Oh. Oh, jeez. Aiming a grenade is interesting. Ah, knife. Okay, clear the scene. Finish. 10,000. Yeah, it's fast. Well, it did tell us it was. Did warn us it was going to be fast. It's set and demolishing the communication setup and cutting off the enemy from rescue. Jungle. Extract enemy information about them. Okay. It's okay to shoot the pigs, apparently. Oh, I'm about to hit you. You sustained a lethal injury. Sorry, but you are finished. Here. Continue. It continues. Oh, don't shoot the kid. Ah, grenade. Alright. Let's stage 2 cleared. Location of the concentration camp was sweated out of the enemy. Village. Kill all enemies and take a rest. I haven't got any rockets left. That's not good. Oh no. No! Oh yeah, you get one continue. Oh. The Dirty Dozen. Me, Ivan, John, Jim, Paul, Mr. J, Zach, Dawn, Ice, Gary and Mike. Oh, it's nice to have something that continues, but just the one. No, I don't think I'm going to dig any further than that. That's the game. It pretty much follows the arcade. But faster. Let's move on. More can get through. Might have a game coming up that might take a little while. Oh no, maybe not. Next game is Barbarian. By Psygnosis. $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc. Joystick or keys? No, this is not Palace's Barbarian again, but rather another game with the same name, which appeared first on 16-bit machines. Palace have a reputation for cover art featuring scantily clad women, but now Psygnosis have gone one step further. There's full nakedness on the cover. Before you get too excited, I should explain that the being in question is in fact a dragon. Members of the Society for the Protection of Dragons from Exploitation should contact Psygnosis direct. Right then, some background courtesy of the little novella that accompanies the game. It's a sort of gothic Coronation Street, so be prepared. Thoron and Necron are twin brothers who meet an old druid one day as he is wandering through the forest. He befriends them and teaches them to fight with a sword, bow, and spear. After a year of daily visits, the druid turns up as usual but carrying only the sword and bow. He asks the brothers to close their eyes, and when they open them again, they feel power surging through their bodies. Necron can cast fire from his fingertips, but is warned never to burn Thoron because the flames would turn back and destroy Necron. The bow is given to Necron, and the sword to Thoron. Many years pass, and the boys part company, only meeting again much later in a village during which time nice Necron has turned into a real bad guy. When they meet, they fight tooth and claw, sound like normal brothers to me, and eventually Necron is slain. Thoron doesn't have the willpower to destroy the soul of his evil brother, and so, in fact, Necron doesn't die, he is merely forced to live underground. Thoron is later killed by a dragon, sent by Necron, and Thoron's son Hegor swears to avenge his father's death and bring the evil Necron's life to an end. You are Hagar, and you wield the sword of your father. Phew, got all that? The screen is split into a row of icons and a flick screen playing area with a large sprite of you standing at the left. There are 10 icons on the screen, and a further 3 can be accessed at the flick of a button. Left and right moves you, and up and down alters which icon is highlighted. Fire activates the icon. There are 4 normal movement icons, and you can also run. A dramatic forwards or backwards somersault is also possible, and you can stop dead in your tracks with another icon. No barbarian would be complete without a sword. However, this can be wielded menacingly at any monsters. If a monster is too scary, then you can turn tail and run, leaving your sword behind in your haste. The extra icons allow you to pick up, drop, and select objects. Your life score and the number of arrows are also shown at the second set of icons. Arrows are picked up later in the game. Each of the screens that you wander around has one of 2 types of danger, moving and static. Static ones include sections of ceiling that bash you on the head, and sections of bridges that vanish when you step on them. Moving dangers are the toads, werewolves, and ghosties of this world. Contact with static or moving dangers are equally lethal. They start with 4 lives, but in the first few games they won't last very long. Do tell. That's one area in which the game lets itself down badly. It's too easy to end up dead unavoidably. Traps have no warning, and so the first time you come across one, you're almost guaranteed to lose a life. Monsters may only take 1 blow to kill, but timing it can be very dodgy. I suppose it's like an arcade game. You die 100 deaths before you start to recoup your investment. Graphically, Barbarian is not technically brilliant, and the graphics are in general chunky. There are no tunes, but the few sound effects are good. There's not really any great depth to the game, which is just a series of problems with which basically only one solution to them. Once you know how to deal with them, there will be little challenge to the game. This is one of the most obvious examples of a game that you'll only ever bother to complete once. A nice try at cutting the 16-bit game down to 8 bits. First day target, complete 20%. Second opinion. This is better than Palace's Barbarian, in that there's an objective. I always like games which give me a reason to play them, and the novella certainly helps. And I like running through a fortress, chopping everything in sight. This Barbarian's a guy I can sympathise with. Green screen, no major problems. The verdict. Graphics, 87%. Colourful sprites. Chunky graphics. Sonics, 31%. No tunes. That's apparently a good thing. Grab factor, 85%. Nice mix of icons and hack and slay. Very frustrating at first. Staying power, 78%. Large playing area and many tricky obstacles to deal with. Finish it once and that's it. AA rating, 81%. Fun, but lacking in the long term. Alright. Okay. Hegel, run Hegel. Barbarian. No nudity on this loading screen. Melbourne House. Icon Design Limited. No, we're not cheating. This is we'd like to. No. Okay. Welcome to the world of Barbarian. Interesting. Copyright Melbourne House. Coding by Icon Design. Programmed by Paul Murray. Graphics by Gary Bruce Forsyth. Good name. Let's go. Left and right, move you left and right. That's stop. This is your jump. Swing sword. Jump back. That's your run. How do we pick up the sword again? How do you pick up the sword again? That's seems like a you leave your sword. You cannot pick it up again. I don't know. Off we go. Oh, I did. Still don't have a sword. To go back in. Can we pick this up or not? Oh, you got more. Press space to get the other set of icons. There we go. He still doesn't use it. This is an idiot. Oh, here we go. Probably still kill us anyway. It still kills us. And dead. It's 1%. How to consistently kill this thing. I've done it once and I haven't figured out how to do it since. Just gotta react to it or something. There we go. Okay. Now, somewhere here, there's a thing that falls and lands on your head. How do we defeat it? How do we get past it? I think you gotta jump at the right time, but can you time it correctly? Who knows? Look that way. Just gotta find the right spot, I guess. Nope, not there. And you did. I mean, even if you know the trap's there, it's still hard to avoid them. Oh, I didn't react fast enough. Still didn't react fast enough. Oh, come on. Oh. Now, how close do we have to get to this? No. Failed question. Do we have to run and jump? Who knows? That'd be difficult to do accurately. I think I prefer Palace's Barbarian. There we go. Stop. Right. Okay. Now we're making progress. Now what's the next thing that's going to kill us? Oh. Nope. My foot! How do you avoid that? You have not scored. You failed in your question. Your life is forfeit. 4%. Expect us to get 20%. Jeez. Oh. Reacting fast enough. Oh, God. Damn it. And then you're trying to hit along into there because. I'll still hit you if you're running. What do you do? Can we just run under it? Yes, we can. We can just run under that. I don't know why I thought that was so difficult. Those things just fire straight off. That didn't work. If do you do? Kept earlier than I expected them to. I've got the wrong. No wonder. Can we quit? Do we ever quit? Let me just run into him. Let's keep running into him, that'll work. Make sure you have the right icon selected when to do something. Here we go. Oh, too early. Too early! Oh, it's still too early. Late! Oh, damn it. This is the second damn screen of the game. And you only finished the first screen because there's nothing in it. What's on that work? Nope. Down, you idiot! Ah. Damn it. Oh no! I'm the wrong icon again. Yeah, expecting to swing when you push the fire button. Calm down really, really slowly. Okay. Making progress. Oh, a bridge. Where's the trap? What's gonna fall? Ah, I could see that coming, couldn't you? Splat. over here. Oh. Oh. Ah! Well, that was a bright idea. That's a bright idea. Falls down. Down is down. Oh yeah, down works. Take the stairs. Or trip over, fall or something. Okay. What trap is going to be down the bottom here? Arrows. Might be handy. I'm going to use up fast. Go back because you fall off that ledge. You're going to be dead. Oh, he goes down automatically. That's handy. Enemies respawn when you enter the rooms, obviously. So why not? Well, there's another one of these things. Can I just throw arrows at it? Just to be safe was... I don't know if there's a ledge on the end of that screen or not. Oh, missed. More arrows, I see. Oh, that's that. You have not scored. You have completed 11% of Barbarian. Well, that was progress, I guess. We'll move on. Get the idea. If you like the idea of controlling a Barbarian with icons, well, there you go. Alright. Next game is Total Eclipse. It's a master game of this issue by Incentive. A $12.95 cassette, $14.99 disc. It's expensive for tape at least. Joystick or keys, and not the best colour for that. Last Christmas's master game was Driller. In July, the sequel, Dark Side, was also a master game. Can Incentive make it 3 in a row with their latest Freescape game? EVF and Triscupid have been left behind. In Freescape, the 3D environment you've no doubt heard about, you would have had to be living on EVF not to, has travelled back in time to Egypt. The year is 1930. The date is the 26th of October. And the time is shortly before breakfast, if you have breakfast at about 8:15, that is. A total eclipse of the sun is due just before 10 a.m. And if you don't do something about it, this review won't get finished, because This could be the end of civilization as we know it. As the sort of person who finds himself or herself saving the world on a regular basis, you're the ideal candidate to go in the pyramid and smash that shrine. Right. Yeah. The sort of person who finds himself or herself saving the world on a regular basis, you're the ideal candidate to go into the pyramid and smash that shrine. For more of the story behind Total Eclipse, see the interview of Ian Andrew below. The screen is the now familiar 3D freescape view of the world, while above it is the money meter and the representation of the moon's and sun's relative positions. Any treasures found inside the pyramid increase the money meter, which works like a score. Below the main screen is a row of hieroglyphics, more on these later, and a row of 4 icons: a wristwatch, a water bottle, your heartbeat, and a compass. Water is used up as you explore the pyramid in the heat of an Egyptian morning, and your heart rate increases if you're exerting yourself. Take the heart too far and you'll have to take a rest, a cardiac arrest. You begin standing outside your plane that has just arrived in the desert. Doesn't look as if it could have flown here with that propeller though. The moon is just touching the sun as the approach to eclipse time begins. Look around and you see some sand. Some more sand, and what's that over there? Yep, some more sand. Quite a lot in the sand department, really. Fine if you're in the egg timer business, not so good if you're trying to eat a cheese sandwich. Fortunately, this featureless waste is relieved by a whacking great pyramid. Hint, before going in and beginning your mission as well worth visiting the plane, there's something hidden on it. As you enter the pyramid, you'll see 2 things that are going to be very important to your quest. An ankh, Egyptian symbol of eternal life. It's a tall cross with a loop on top. And a water trough, English symbol that is no tea available. Ankhs are used to open up parts of the pyramid that are otherwise blocked, while water is needed to keep your water flask topped up. If it becomes empty, your heart rate increases. At any time you can rest to reduce your heart rate, but this naturally takes time, and the eclipse draws ever closer. Collect ankhs by bumping into them, and fill your water bottle by touching the trough. The row of hieroglyphs between the playing area and information panel aren't all useful, but many are. They show which direction you're moving, whether you're crawling or walking, how big your steps are, the size of the angle, and there's a gun or pyramid to show whether you're in fire or walk mode, and also the name of the location to help in mapping. Inside the pyramid you'll find big chests, not the Barbarian or Vixen kind, and urns. Touching an urn or chest gains you money. The chest must be opened first. Shooting it with your revolver does the trick. There are some other vaguely coffin-shaped objects in some rooms, and surprisingly enough, they often contain mummies. These are no ordinary mummies though, because these mummies can spit acid if you get too close. And hardly surprising, this does your heart no good at all. The pyramid has some 50 locations, with considerable variations in size. Some areas are blocked off until you've solved a problem, and you'll gradually start to work your way upwards. Many problems are hieroglyphics on the walls. They are usually in pairs, and shooting one changes everything in the room with the other hieroglyph. It might, for example, open up a secret door, slide a wall across, or disarm a trap. Certain sections of the pyramid have pressure pads on the floor. They can be lethal, setting off poison darts. They can get your heart pumping disastrously. It's essential to look down when you enter a room, because the floor could be a good distance away. Most drops aren't fatal, but none of them are exactly healthy. Some parts of the pyramid do things when they're shot, in good old-fashioned driller style. It's not absolutely essential to make a map, but it definitely makes things easier. Unfortunately, however, the floors aren't all on the same level, so a bit of 3D mapping is necessary. Keep looking around because you'll see arcs, traps, and loads of other things on the floor, ceiling, and high up on walls. Control is very similar to the other 2 Freescape games, There's a useful extra control, the F key, to face you forward again if you confuse yourself as to which way the floor is. There's also the essential save and load game options. It can honestly be claimed that there's been a vast improvement in the already extremely high graphics quality of Total Eclipse's two predecessors, but on the other hand, speed has increased. Things are still angular and smooth, but this is a trade-off against speed of 16 of screen refreshing. One relatively minor complaint must be made for the third consecutive time, and that is the sound is still uninspiring, being limited still to a mere handful of effects and no tunes. Instead of plainly feel that the memory required to create good in-game sound is simply not worth the sacrifice. Instead of continuing to improve their system, and their games just go from strength to strength. This time around there are more problems to solve and 66% bigger playing area to explore, making the objective even more challenging. There is also more than one solution to most problems, making it possible to solve the game in many ways. You can even go back for another go and try doing it another way. If you've seen either of the two previous Freescape games, you'll need no persuading that Incentive have something really special. When we tell you that the extra locations, puzzles, and added speed make Total Eclipse a faster moving and even more exciting adventure than Driller and Darkside put together, you should be convinced. And if by any chance you have so far not had the pleasure of Freescape's acquaintance, wait no longer. Total Eclipse, now you know what you want for Christmas. First day target, collect £125,000. Second opinion. Once in a while, there seems to be about 6 month intervals, we get a game that I just can't wait to get home and play all evening. Sports night or no sports night. This time last year, there was a little thing you may remember as Driller. 6 months ago was Darkside. Now it's Total Eclipse. It's still Freescape, of course, and if you hated either or both of the others, that's unlikely you'll be converted by this one. But I've yet to meet anyone who falls into that category. Write to us at the usual address. I'd be amused to hear from you. The screen in green. No problems? They are missing a colour treat. Freescape Total Eclipse in perspective. Driller. The first Freescape. Yeah, it's screenshots of Driller. They've done more than just play lip service to their policy of continued improvement. There's a few examples. The face forward option, key F, saves all that tedious reorientation. There's an equally neat U-turn, key U. There are many more puzzles per location, and more locations altogether. There's frequently more than one way to do something, and no right way. The more human scale makes the speed increase possible, but also makes the whole thing appear more realistic. One thing though, in the game your heart slows down when you accumulate treasure. Would yours? The anks are coming. Got an interview, whatever. We'll go to the verdict. The verdict. Graphics, 91%. Good perspective. Very real environment. Shading makes it look more colourful. Sonics, 34%. Still needs work in the sound department, lads. Graph factor, 92%. Not too tricky to begin with, but things get tougher as you get further into the game. Few instant deaths, which can put you off a game. Staying power, 95%. 50 locations to explore and 2 hours of real time to do it in. More puzzles to solve, and many ways to solve them to make it less trial and error and more fun. AA rating, 93%. The best of the 3 Freescape games. More puzzling and things to do. Alright, we've got 15 minutes to play it in. I think it'll probably take more than that. Alright. Okay. Total eclipse. Huh. Yeah. We'll have to change the controls because these clash. Or if they let you cheat by moving twice as fast. Right. So apparently there's something on the plane. Let's have a look. Too hot to rest. So, are we crouching? That angle. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, that's step size. Yes, the step size A is angle. So how do we crouch? Am I already crouching? Increase that angle a little bit more. Look at that propeller. Sturdy. So okay, plane. How do we crouch? Oh, there it is. Height button, H. Nothing under here. Okay. We'll head into the perimeter since that's where all the action is. Okay. Water. First Ankh. Ankhs are basically keys. Okay, that just does that. Touch to collect. Spin around. Check this one to do. Okay. Stairs have been created. Stairs everywhere. Okay. Chest on the pole. Pole. There's nothing. Run to pole. Crash to death! Okay, that didn't work obviously then. Uh-oh. Explodes. Dead. Game over. Alright. Okay, don't run on the pole that's got a big treasure chest on top of it. It is deadly. Oh look, we've got a demo. Let's start. Let's go. Oh, there's a door over here. Oh, I can shoot this. Oh, that's the way we came in. What am I doing? Let's go to this, through this door now. One we opened up here. Go close it. Oh. Remove lid. Treasure. Also more water. There's another door over here. Look down before we do anything. Just because you don't know what's... Careful. Really? Okay, whatever. Almost. Okay. Try it. Ank. I don't think we're getting back up there somehow. Okay, we're back in this room now. Open? No. No room to open, I guess. Okay. I won't walk into the pole this time because that's death. Shooting these doing... Oh, wrong button. These doing thing. Alright. Go in here with an ankh so we can open it. Footprints! Fell down again. Maybe walk into it, see what happens. Oh! There you go. Perfect. Anything else over here? Not much in this room. I don't see anywhere else to go here. Okay. Oh, back into the... U-turn. No other exits. Oh, use the sun. Look at that. Oh! Okay. Door behind the stairs here. Oh. Okay. This is probably where we have a small step size. Just to be careful. Change step size again. Now where are we? This is interesting looking. Something's shooting at me. Something's shooting, I don't know what. Oh god, now what? Oops. Shouldn't fall here. handrails and everything. There's also nothing else in this room. Oh no, there's a door. Nope. Well, mistakes were made. Face forward is there. Face forward, here we go. So, shoot enough times it'll destroy itself, I guess. Well, I probably shouldn't have stepped on that, huh? Wait a minute. There's a gap there by the looks of it. Oh, I expect there might have been a door behind there, but... So there's apparently poison here, so... Probably shouldn't be in here. More treasure, I see. What is this? Kind of arrow shaped. Let's head up here. Okay. Stairway that way. What's over this? There's a door over there. Let's go down and have a look. Nothing else up here? Around here? On the floor? Oh! There's something here. Oh, pick it up. Pick. we go. Press forward. Okay, if we go this way. Poison air again. I got no water left. Head back the way we came in. Go through here, so we've got an arc. What the devil? Oh, it's one of them symbols. Little birdie. Nothing. Oh, looks like we've got a chair. Wonder what this does. Will it kill us? There's probably pretty good odds of that. Oh, it teleports us. I am almost out of water. I'm desperately in need of water. I don't see any steps there. I'm going to take the chance. Let's go this way. Something's shooting at me. Is that and I can't destroy it, huh? Let's get out of here then. Let's go this way. It's faced with another wall again, huh? I'm desperately out of needing water. Oh, treasure! Way blocked. Anything behind this staircase? Seems to be a thing in this game. No. Can we actually climb back up this? It seems to be missing the bottom step. Could be a no. We're trapped. Look up. Should have stayed up there, huh? Oh, screwed. Ah, I think I'm screwed. Well, I'm going to die eventually anyway. I'm out of water. Well, I guess we can rest until the eclipse happens, right? I'm not waiting 2 hours for it, obviously. You can't get dehydrated while resting, can you? Okay, it's like 1 hour. Now for the second hour. Just rest it all the way. Not like we can do anything else. Nope. Rest. Time for the second hour. Sun eclipsed. Explodes. Game over.